other side to talk to Jimmy Mbogo. He is there. The whole idea of WorldCoin, have you heard of it before? We want to just understand what is happening there. Jimmy, I understand that Kenyans are getting some eye scans, and then the whole of this WorldCoin phenomenon just connected to these eye scans. So just bring us up to speed what is happening on the other side. Over to you, Jimmy.
Well, thank you very much, Noah. Very good afternoon to you too. As you rightfully said, the cost of living in Kenya has been quite of concern. And the queue behind me, the queue that you're seeing on your screen now, these are just some of the people that were lucky enough to get into the KICC, where something quite interesting is happening. A company by the name WorldCoin is actually registering Kenyans for and giving them a grant of about between 7,000 shillings and 7,000 shillings and 500. Now, the queue was much larger outside earlier on. By the time we were getting here, thousands of Kenyans just queuing outside to get their verification done. We want to speak to some of the youth, and then I will be giving you details about how this WorldCoin actually works. We just want to speak to some of the guys on this queue to understand why they're here and what they're doing. Boss, habari ya leo?
Salama sana mkubwa.
Tunataka kwanza utuambie unafanya nini hapa na mbona umekuwa kwa hii queue kutoka asubuhi?
Kwa majina naitwa Brian. Nimekuwa kwa queue kwa sababu nimekuja kusaka do. Nimetoka Machakos. Sasa Kenya imekuwa kali, hakuna pesa, sasa tumekuja kutafuta tu.
Okay, maybe hizi pesa ambazo unaambiwa utapatiwa, umesikia umeongea na mtu ambaye amepatiwa, ama what motivated you to come here?
Kuna watu wamepata, kuna mabeshte wamepata ndio wametuleta hapa. Sasa tumekuja pia kutafuta.
Okay. Na wewe?
Kwa majina ni Moses Kennedy. Nimekuja huku kusaka ido yenye wanaita WorldCoin. So nililetwa pale na mse wangu mwenye alikuwa ashapata pia hiyo pesa. Ndio maana nikakuja.
All right, so no, those are just some of the sentiments we're getting from the guys on this queue. And of course, the queue goes all the way. And even where I'm standing right now, there was another queue here. There were about 2 queues from the minute we were getting here. We understand this process has been going on for the last few days, and it's expected to continue. Now, people are being dispersed from the KICC. Of course, some of the security officials that we have been able to see are just saying that now this is becoming an issue, a security concern rather, and a lot of information is still out there in terms of a lot of information that has not exactly been explained. Now, we have been able to just speak to some of the officials of WorldCoin who have preferred not to speak on camera, and one of the things that they are saying is first of all, the idea why we're having so many people here is just for them to come and do their verification to prove that, of course, this is a person who's alive, and just and also just telling us, and which we cannot be able to verify. We'll try and speak later on to some of the people who have gone through the process, just to understand that whether this is what we have been told, which is that there is no personal information that is being taken, but rather this is just a verification process. The idea behind it is just to create a new world economic order. You will come in, you will present yourself. Of course, you have to be 18 years old and above. Basically, you have to be an adult for you to be eligible to this. Then you go and download, that is the WorldCoin application on your phone. And then once you come here now, they will verify you. And that is where that iris scan then will happen. That a photo of yourself, of course, will definitely be taken during the verification process. And later on, of course, they will generate what they're terming as, I'm just trying to look for it here, which is an iris data, which apparently gives you a very unique code that you will be able now to use. And also now the 7,000 shillings amount that you have heard about is what this WorldCoin group is calling the Genesis grant, which is something that of course for first-time members and the people who are now getting this application, this is what you're eligible to, which is about 25 WorldCoin tokens, which are currently trading at about $2.32 per coin, which roughly, once converted, depending on the rates that we are getting currently, is about 7,000 shillings or 7,500 shillings. And again, you will be eligible for these grants every single week. So after the long queues that you have seen down there. So this is where the verification process is actually happening. So you get to come here and get someone to take you through the application and help you understand what is happening. And of course, as you can see, people are on their phones, and now that is the WorldCoin platform where you scan the QR code and get the application on your phone, and then now you become eligible to get to get this wallet. Now there's something else that on the issue of privacy, they're saying that the approach they're taking is one for data minimization and data delinkages, saying just and this is something that we were told by one of the officials that there will be data delinkage, which basically says that your information cannot be used, that everything that then is collected here, eventually it will be deleted from their system. What it does is that it creates an iris code, which then becomes your unique identifier, just being able to identify you and ensure that you are not, you've never been a registered member of these systems, and just and that's what makes you eligible now to be able to access some of these grants. Majority of the people that we have seen here are pretty young and or are within that youthful bracket. And this just goes to show you that the cost of living is one that continues to be a thorn in the flesh of so many Kenyans just trying to make a living, and majority of them not being able to get a job. To talk to the data commissioner or someone from that office to understand what are the requirements for someone to collect this much data, because again, when you do an iris scan, this is one of those areas that can collect a lot of information, and like I earlier told you, it rather generates a unique identifier for you, just to be able to give you a different identity card. It's more like a fingerprint, but then the safety of this data, where does this data go, the controls and the measures of this data, where are these grants coming from, and what does that then portend for anyone who logs on and becomes a member? Because you will remember, most of these applications will be done on your phone, so your phone number is likely going to be there, because at one point or another you will have to transfer this money to someone else, and also your email details, which is what you have used to register on your phone, of course, is going to be there. Basically, much as we're told about all these data delinkaging measures and data and minimization of how much information you put there, it basically still goes on to show you that some of your data eventually has to be put on that. So we'll be here, we'll try and get as much information as we can get from this end to be able to inform our viewers. But for now, back to you.
All right, Jimmy, thank you for that. Now, with that, we've come to the end of this edition of Business Today. My name is Kelvin Nyakundi. Mbiu ya KTN is coming up next.